Hello everyone and welcome back to another week. This week we're going to be making Joshua Weissman's $2 curry butter chicken but cheaper. I don't have a lot of the ingredients with me right now, so we're going to be doing a lot of substitutions for the ingredients that we don't have. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is going to be the first step, a little bit of a pre-preparation step. But before we do that, actually, we're just going to get straight into making the rice. So I have the typical sushi rice and the typical sushi rice that we've used for pretty much most of the time we've ever done rice with this channel. It's the typical drill of a cup of rice to a cup of water. You know the drill on that. And we're just gonna wait till it boils and then wait 20 minutes for it to be done. So this is the final bit of rice in the bag. Just gonna set all that off. Great. I'm considering cooking white and brown rice together. So just bear with me for a second on that. What I'm doing now is just double checking to make sure that doesn't affect anything. The brown rice will take a little longer to cook because of the grain sheet on the outside, from what I'm seeing. But we should still be able to do it. I don't think it'll cause too much of a difficulty. So I'll do a cup of white and a cup of brown rice together. And then we'll do 2 cups of water because we've done 2 cups of rice. 1. Then this will be 2. So now what I'll do is I will face this toward the rice for a second. And grab a lid, and then we'll get straight on. Boiling it. We seem to have a shortage of lids, so we'll just do this lidless. It's no problem. What I'll do is I'll just turn this on. Get that on high heat, or really medium high heat. Wait for this to boil. And then 20 minutes, once this boils, as I was saying, once this boils, we're going to wait 20 minutes. Make sure this all gets in the water. Great. Alright, on to the next thing. So this is the true first preparatory step. What we're actually going to be doing here is we're going to be making a cheaper version of chicken curry. But we're going to be making the butter chicken. So what we're going to need to do first is we're going to need to add a cup of yogurt. Ideally you would have full fat yogurt, but here I'll be using low fat. Some yogurt drippage. I'll just get that up and just get a piece of paper towel and wipe all that up. Wipe. It's fine. Dump that almost cup of yogurt in. Put that in there for a second. And I'll just grab a little spoon and then grab a little spoon and just scrape out the rest so that we get 1 full cup of yogurt. Great. We scrape out the rest of that yogurt. Now it's in a bowl. What it's actually doing here is making a marinade for my chicken. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add in a bit of garam masala, and you're going to want to add in a tablespoon of that. You may ask, what is that? Well, a garam masala is actually a spice blend. It's a mixture of ground spices. Now, I don't have a lot of spices that you would typically see in a garam masala on me right now, but what we're going to do is we're going to substitute the best we can. We're going to add in some pepper, about 10 shakes of pepper. We're going to add in some, we're going to want to add in a fourth of, sorry, my bad. We're going to want to add in a 4th tablespoon, I believe, of nutmeg. Tablespoon and my half tablespoon. This is my half tablespoon. So what we'll do is we'll get out these two. Sorry, let me just get out my masala, or let me look up what's the side I was referring to. What's in a masala? So typically, some of the spices you see will be things like cumin and cardamom and things such as that, or nutmeg too. But and some cinnamon too. You're going to see. So you only want to put in a little bit. I'm only going to put in a 4th tablespoon. And we're just going to experiment to see how this goes. Put in a 4th tablespoon of nutmeg, so getting out my full tablespoon measure. It does smell very fragrant. Get some nutmeg, maybe a little more. I do like nutmeg. We use it in the lasagna meat in the first video. It's really good. It smells amazing too. I'll put in a 4th tablespoon of cumin. A little more. Just shake or two. I will put in some cinnamon. I'll put in a 4th tablespoon of that too. And I will, anything else I'd like to stick in? I'll just finish with a little more pepper to balance everything out. That's good. And then I will stir it all together after I put some salt in, and then that will be the marinade for our mixture. For salt, we're going to be putting in 1 tablespoon. Put in 1 tablespoon of salt. I had it out already. It may seem like a lot of salt, but we're going to be putting it in for our entire... This is going to marinate a bunch of chicken. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to stir this together, and then that'll be the marinade for our chicken. Or rather, not stir it together. I'm going to need to whisk it together. Where's my whisk? I had it out right here. We're going to whisk this mixture together until it's nice and homogeneous. That is, till all the mixtures are combined. All the mixtures are combined, and we'll set this to the side for a second. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start... Oh, that's boiling. Should have put that to simmer a while ago. Forgot to check on my rice. Put that to simmer, and we'll wait for this rice to cook. Where's the stirring spoon for my rice? I believe it's there. I'll just wash that off for a second. Just in case there's anything on it. And I'll stir this rice together. Unfortunately, a lot of the water boiled because I wasn't watching it too well. But I'll let this, I'll just stir this together. let me do is put a makeshift little paper towel over it so I can keep a lot of the heat in. There we go. Keep the makeshift paper towel there to keep a lot of the steam. Anyway, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up our chicken. Now this here is chicken thigh that's skin on and bone in. Typically, for this, we're not going to use the skin in the bone here. I'm going to keep the skin on, but I'm going to debone these. I'm going to debone this chicken. Still recording, which is very good. Can't seem to get it open with my knife, so I might just need to use scissors. It's a bit hard for me with just opening up with the knife itself. But what I will do is I will take this and rip it apart. My chicken on this nice cutting board. Just give me 1 second to double check something. Just wash my hands. Sorry I'm doing a double check on this, a lot of double checking on this recipe. This is the first time of me bringing it to you, so I just want to double check to make sure everything's all good. Checking. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to pause the video here for a second. I just want to confirm if everything's. Just want to confirm something, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes.